Thanks for joining me here on Voice of the Box. I'm here with Rob Brackle of the Arizona Cardinals. And Rob, why don't you just first tell me your official title with the Cardinals?
The video director for the Arizona Cardinal Football Club.
Great. And today we're here at Candlestick Park for your NFL home opener. Rob, first of all, tell me, how did you get started in this role? It's a rather unique role behind the scenes of the NFL that maybe a lot of people just don't know about. How did you get your start?
I got my start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I did it for a couple years in college, and then there was a job open in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I was there for 9 years, Super Bowl run with them, and then I got hired by the Arizona Cardinals last year. So this is my second year with them. Excellent.
I want to ask you the first question that's kind of more serious, and then I always like to kind of find the humorous angle to things. But the first question that really is more on the serious side would be, you know, the league rules and policies, at least what you can share with me, in terms of how the teams share video with one another. How does that work?
There's a manual, video director's guide, in which we have to share tapes with our next 3 opponents. And so right after we finish right now, I am required to send to the NFL Dub Center our next opponent and the 49ers next opponent, as well as tomorrow on Monday, I have to send FedEx to our following 2 opponents. So we basically send out 5 copies of our games. And by Wednesday, we'll have a copy of every game in the National Football League in our office.
As a FedEx employee, I'm happy to hear he uses FedEx. All right, we'll get back on track. You've probably been at 11 years in the NFL. You've been in every stadium.
Except one.
Except one. Oh, what's the one you haven't been at?
Chicago Bears, Soldier Field.
Favorite stadium to shoot? You've got, we're right here again in San Francisco. I'm not sure if this is the most unique perspective where you shoot, but tell me, what's the most unique, what's the easiest, what's the most challenging stadium to work in?
Well, one of the easiest, and it's a great stadium, is Denver. Denver's a great stadium. You get right off the press elevator and you're right there. So obviously, I think Phoenix Stadium is a very nice stadium. Just had the Super Bowl there last year. Awesome stadium. Maybe not the easiest for a video guy to get up to, but a great place for a fan to watch a game.
What do you like most about what you do?
You know what? It's about being around the coaches and players and knowing that you can help affect them, win or lose. You do tapes for them. You shoot practices, games, so you're a part of the team. That's the best part about it. I don't have the physical looks to be a football player, but this is as close as I can do.
I'm right there with you. Tell me, what is the most challenging aspect of what you do?
The most challenging aspect is trying to get everything done in a timely manner for the coaches and players to be able to watch everything. There's so much to do. A lot of late hours, especially if you have an East Coast trip and you travel back, or you have a night game like we did last year against the 49ers to open up the season. That made for a long night. So those can be a little bit challenging, those late nights and trying to get everything done.
In your role, you've run into coaches and players, again, 11 years. What's a story or two that just sticks out that's like, I can't believe that just happened? Maybe it's something that's just quirky, funny, amusing that just made you chuckle.
Well, you know what? Everyone says I do the jaw pretty good. I was around Coach Cowher for quite a bit of time, and I got a couple jaws. Once was playing ping pong. Very competitive. Another time I used to do the prints on the field for the coaches and players, so I got the jaw during the game, in which even I remember Josh Miller was making fun. He was giving me the jaw, so I got a couple jaw stories that are pretty funny, but that's about it.
Words of wisdom, pearls of advice that you should give, someone that's looking to break into this type of a job. What would you say to someone that says, wow, that's a really cool behind-the-scene NFL job? What would you say to someone?
You know what? I have a kid, he goes to the University of Minnesota right now. His name's Neil, and he really wants to get into this. And so I've sat down and talked to him for about a half an hour. He's a freshman there at the University of Minnesota. And I just tell him, you know what, you got to stick it out. You might not be able to get a job right now, but if you put your time and effort into it, and just know that there are going to be a lot of hours, you know what, anything that's worth something takes a lot of time, And so, hey, everyone's a rookie somewhere. You got to start off doing the small stuff. So,
Rob, I appreciate you taking some time on Voice of the Box.